Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the Schoology Gradebook. So once you're in your Schoology account, go to one of your courses. I'm just going to go to this training course here. Along the left-hand side, you will see Gradebook and Grade Setup. Let's look at Grade Setup first. In Grade Setup, this is where you create your categories for your assignments. I'm going to click on the Add button and type in a category. Let's do homework. And then depending on whether you're calculating your grades by points or percentages, you can choose either one. I think most people do points. And then if it asks you to enter a weight, go ahead and do that. If it doesn't ask you to type in a weight, you can add the weights after you create all your categories. So let's just add a couple more. I'm going to do tests. Those are 30%. Okay, so that should add up to 100. Like I said, if you would like to do weighted categories, you'll just click on this check mark box at the top of the categories you just created. So check mark that box, and then you can go in here and you can key in the weights for the different categories you created. So that is very basically how you set up your gradebook with weights. And scroll to the bottom to save your changes. Okay, now let's go into the gradebook. You should see your students listed along the left-hand side. If you don't see any students, that means you have to enroll them, and I talk about that in another video of mine you can check out to enroll students. So I'll need to create assignments for those to start showing up in my gradebook. There's a couple ways to create assignments. You can do it right from the gradebook. Click on the plus sign here, add assignment. And I'm just going to go ahead and make a really quick assignment here. Add a due date, choose my grading category, and then create. There it is, Chapter 1 test. Now, if the assignment is an automatically graded assignment, once the student completes the assignment or test or quiz, you will see scores automatically populate in your gradebook. But if it's a type of assignment that you have to manually grade, you can grade the assignment either under the materials area, or you could just come right to the gradebook here and key in the points. But as far as keying in the points, it's pretty simple. You can use your tab key to just move on down to the next student. So the other thing you can do in your gradebook is you can use this flag icon to mark assignments with an exception. For example, if a student is excused from an assignment, or if the assignment's incomplete or missing, you can mark those accordingly. Incomplete and missing are a little bit differently scored in the gradebook. The missing will turn the grade into a 0. The incomplete category simply will be an ungraded assignment. So no negative points, no positive points in the gradebook. Another thing you can do is use the comment feature to leave the students' comments, and make sure you check the display to student box if you want those students to see that comment. There are also a couple of handy options in this gradebook. You can also set all grades for a particular assignment to a certain score. Now they're all 80s, or mark them with an exception. The statistics will show you just an outline of the average grade students got and what the highest and lowest grades were. A couple other tools you might find handy. The three-dot menu in the upper right-hand corner of your gradebook allows you to bulk edit your assignments. So going to bulk edit will show you this grid of all of the assignments you have, whether they're graded or ungraded in your gradebook or not in your gradebook. And it also allows you to make changes. For example, I have a quiz here called page 14, Define. Let's say I want to make that a graded assignment. I can change that to a test category, make my max points, maybe it was at 50 points, and then make it due on a certain day. Grading period, make sure you choose that and save the changes. So now that I created this, now that I changed this assignment to actually be a graded assignment, it should show up in my gradebook. And there it is. So I can go in and key in the grades my students received. By the way, I will point out another way to see a snapshot of your students' grades is to click on the little graph icon right next to their names. So for example, I can click on this graph icon next to student and see a snapshot of that student's grade book. Now, if you click on the student's name, you will be taken to the student's profile, which might not be very useful unless you want to see what else that student is enrolled in. One more thing is this button up here in the upper right-hand corner. It looks like a notebook. This will allow you to switch to other courses that you are teaching. And so I can switch over to a different course's gradebook and look at those students in that other course. One last thing I'll point out in case you find it useful, it's not under the gradebook, but it does sort of go along with checking on students' progress. If you go down along the left-hand side of your Schoology course and choose Analytics, you can then go in and select a student, and it will show you all of the assignments the student has completed, how many, when the student last accessed the assignment, and how much time the student spent on the assignment. So you'll be able to see details with those types of things. Okay, so hopefully you found this information helpful, and thank you for watching.